Hello everyone, Rimea here. So recently I've been working on another new Super Luigi U level, as you can see from this time lapse. But this time I decided not to talk you guys through the process the way I did last time because I wanted to focus on making the level, since I ended up doing quite some complex setups that required a lot of trial and error. So I'll just be talking about what's going on during this time lapse like I'm doing right now. So obviously this is a desert level, though it does actually feature a completely custom tileset that I made with this level in mind. Basically, the idea behind the tileset was to make something that looked like the World 2 map, with the sand looking like icing and the ground looking like cake. There's even some ice cream decoration bits. As for the level itself, the main mechanics are pokies, stretch blocks, and donut blocks. Right at the start, I introduced the player to the stretch blocks with this little hidden 1-up thing. I always like hiding a 1-up towards the beginning of a level to make sure players don't go game over when they repeatedly die in the level, which is, likely to happen since this is a Luigi U level with the Luigi U difficulty after all. The main idea I had for this level was to have the pokies be pushed around by stretch blocks. However, as it turned out, stretch blocks have a bit of a mind of their own sometimes, so I ran into quite a few problems whilst trying to have some of these setups work. The level turned out to have quite a bit of verticality, which in my case also meant adding a lot of background rocks, which also took quite a bit of time. Sadly, this main idea of having the Pokey be pushed around back and forth by 2 synchronized stretch blocks didn't end up working out for the final level because, as it turns out, even stretch blocks that are supposed to be synchronized can get desynced super easily depending on what time the player loads the 2 different stretch blocks. This complication caused me to have to restructure half a level when it was already pretty close to being finished. I even ended up having to swap out the locations of the first and second star coins. At one point, I accidentally paused my recording for a few minutes, so that section with the 2 small Pokies and the donut blocks just appeared out of nowhere. There's also a setup where you have to kill that tall Pokey with the platform below it, which is an introduction to a mechanic that's used for the 3rd star coin. I ended up redoing the third star coin, as you'll see once we play through the finished level, because I thought it would be too repetitive to have another star coin where you have to kill some enemies just like we had in the Prairie level I showed a few weeks ago. It took me quite a while to figure out what was causing this Pokey to fall off its stretch block. As it turns out, this happens when they're on the very edge of the stretch block, while it also squishes back down to a 1x1. So the solution was just making the stretch block so wide that the Pokey can never reach the edge. Luckily, I could reuse that stretch block setup I had to scrap earlier in the level for the bonus room. In fact, I ended up coming up with this crazy idea where a set of Pokies would fall into the setup 1x1, and each one would be slightly taller than the last, so you end up having this really cool challenge for the second star coin. And yeah, that's it for the level, so now let's go check it out in-game. Okay, yeah, so we start off the level with this one-up thing I already talked about, and then we also have a Pokey. You know, kind of always want to introduce the main mechanics in a very simple, like, vanilla way. So then we have the donut blocks, you know, typical thing, we have to drop down a donut block and then jump off of it. I don't think that's too complicated for the start of the level. Then there's some epic stretch block stuff where you kind of have to wall jump off of that stretch block to really get some height, but you don't technically have to. You can also just kind of get up there your own way. Then here, there's, you know, that Pokey gets pushed up by the stretch block, amazing mechanical stuff, and then there's the same thing but upside down with the star coin. Star coin that also gets, like, spawned in. Some power-ups. I made the acorn suit the main power-up for this level because I felt like giving the player, like, an ice or a fire flower would be too overpowered because you could kill the Pokies very easily. Then down here is the second star coin with this just awesome bonus room. Like, I really can't stress enough how happy I am with the way this bonus room turned out. Only thing I could say against it is that it does take a little bit, like, kind of a long time to clear. It takes, like, probably 15 seconds or something, which is a little bit long for a Luigi U thing. I also added those coins that spawn in there. That's kind of cool. Oh, we've only got 38 seconds left. Jeez, I was kind of messing around a little bit too much at the beginning. Yeah, so here we introduce that thing where you can kill the Pokey with the platform like that, which is, you know, very simple thing, but I think it works very well. Originally I was going to have that for the third star coin, but I changed that a little bit, like I said. So yeah, that Pokey there kind of moves back and forth on that stretch block, but here, instead of having to kill these Pokeys for the third star coin, now there's this, like, stretch block made out of brick and question blocks, and of course if you hit the question block, which I didn't do there, hold on, there we go, then the star coin spawns and everything. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. If you like it as well, make sure to leave a like on the video and all that, subscribe and blah 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 blah. Yeah, thanks for watching guys, see you later and bye bye.